Welcome. Welcome to a little sharing, a little segment. What are we sharing? We are sharing love, kindness, compassion, forgiveness. Tracy is a medium in which collective consciousness is flowing through. Tracy has moved aside, lack of better words, to allow source energy to communicate, to speak. And who is speaking? Who is speaking? Collective consciousness. To Tracy, all good things from the heavens above. Some would say the communication is angels, and that would be correct. And some would say the communication is from divine, and that would be correct. And some would say that the communication is past loved ones, and that would be correct. And some would say it's all BS. There is no way. We are not here to change any beliefs or opinions. All the foundation is based upon love, kindness, compassion, forgiveness. Why these 4 components, pillars to a foundation? Think of it that way. You're wanting to create a foundation in life, something stable. Most do. Think of 4 pillars. Think of 4 corners that the foundation is based upon. Love, kindness, compassion, forgiveness. With the knowing of these 4 components, you are then able to reach and build upon the foundation to something so grand, something so miraculous, something so amazing. Why? Because where were you before arriving to Mother Earth? Where were you before arriving to Mother Earth? And we want to share that you, in eternal light and love, again, not here to change a belief, but in eternal light, holds the grandest of love, the grandest of compassion, the grandness of forgiveness, and naturally kindness. Would there ever be a quarrel in the heavens? It would sound absurd. We say it all the time. We say if you choose to build upon this foundation, your world will expand into greatness, and we are not kidding. And ones will say, well, we know about love and compassion, kindness, forgiveness. We know it all. We know it. Why do you want to share that? Because even though there is a strong knowing of it and the experience of it, we like to share that it is a choice. And it is a choice how much you wish to bring forth. There is no words that would even come close to the expansion of compassion that is held within, or love, a love so grand it is light. A love so grand it is light, eternal light, divine light. Would there ever be a quarrel in the heavens? So if you are carrying with you, if you brought this forth, let's just say, if you brought this forth to Mother Earth in the expansion of physical form, would it not make sense to you that you are tuned in, tapped into the grandest sense of divine? To the grandness of the expansion of compassion and love and kindness and light? Where were you before your arrival? Who were you? Well, we would share that you were divine, eternal light, holding the grandest of all that is in love. So, when we speak about it being a choice, it is a choice. And we speak about it being in how much would one want to bring it forth. So let us just say you have 4 pillars. And in the compassion pillar, that's the foundation is based upon, and you want to build up. And the metaphor is, you want to move forward in life, creating the expansion of your desires, your dreams, your wishes. You wish to bring to light peacefulness in your heart, peacefulness in your mind. And ones will say, what are you talking about? Have you seen the world? Do you have any idea what's going on? And you are wanting me to be at peace? Yes, because it is possible. It is absolutely possible for you to be at peace in something that feels like chaos. It is true, because peace comes from within. Yeah? When you have that structure in place, then you can build miracles, because you are a miracle creating miracles. So you have one pillar, one post: compassion, love, kindness, forgiveness. 4 corners to build upon. Now, what we mean by it's a choice, there are some that are so compassionate. They are beautifully compassionate to strangers, to their lover, to family members, and then find a space to be so unkind to oneself, beating upon oneself day in, day out, day in, day out. Ones could be in love with a spouse, a partner, a lover, a pet, and have expansive amount of love. But in the forgiveness, no, not very forgiving, not at all. And it is a choice. Now, it is true, there are some things in life that are presented that it would feel unnatural to forgive something that is horrendous. And some will not forgive something that is very small, but small to one is not small to another. It is all in perception. So you could see that you would have different levels of your pillars to build upon. So what if your pillars were all in alignment and level? So we talk about a scale, from 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Where are you on the scale of compassion? Are you compassionate towards yourself? Have you been compassionate towards a spouse? Have you been compassionate towards a family member? How high are you on the scale, 10 being the highest and the most expansive, let us say, on forgiveness and kind and loving? There are times in life it is difficult to show any love. And there are times that it is difficult to be kind. We understand that. All emotions are meant to be felt. We wish to share that it is a choice. And when ones can find the space to really have a knowing of the choice, then ones can move that scale just by thought alone. And wouldn't it be something if you could live at a 7, 8, 9, 10, as opposed to a 1, 2, 3. So if you had, let us say, an 8 of compassion, and you haven't been very kind to yourself or kind to a neighbor, let us say, just fill it in. You just have not felt very kind, did not say the most kind words. You weren't very loving in your tone, and you weren't forgiving, let us just say. But your compassion is, you have so much compassion for your pet, for a stranger on the street. And isn't it grand? But if you can see that in a metaphor, you could see how off balance your foundation would be. And some will say, well, I just don't feel good. I feel off balance. Everything just doesn't look good to me today. I just don't feel good at all. And we wish to share It could be the foundation that you are standing upon, the foundation that you wish to build upon. It would be very difficult to build a structure if the 4 posts were not even, if the pillars were not even. So we are encouraging you to look at the 4 pillars. And we're not kidding. It is divine eternal light. That is the pillar in divine eternal light. Love, endless, boundless. The expansion of love, you hold it. That is who you naturally are before life experience, before it got covered up, before you made choices to cover it up. Ones will say, well, I didn't make the choice. I didn't know they were going to do that. I didn't know my heart would be so broken. And it is understood. It is the contrast of life, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the victories, the blows. It is understood. The contrast of life can truly send one on their bottom, if you will, not wanting to get up. And sometimes there is healing that needs to be felt before one can take a stand again and move forward. What we are sharing is when you can see that the foundation of who you are is your divine eternal light, your inner essence of all that you are, that you hold within. If you can find balance in that, you can find balance in any one thing. We are not kidding. Find the 4 pillars, the structure. Make it even. Choose with your free will. When you arrived to Mother Earth, you were granted, given free will, free choice. What would you like to feel today? What would you like to experience? And we understand when something is sad, it is sad. We understand that. We are not sharing, if you feel sad, just, little fairy dust and pretend you're happy. No, sadness is meant to be felt. All emotions are meant to be felt. Just how long do you wish to carry them for? There is a natural process of healing when something is sad. There is. So this is not just a little fairy dust, just a little fairy dust. No. Although fairy dust is wonderful, we are not condemning fairy dust and we're not making fun. We are just sharing that deep within yourself is your eternal fairy dust to sprinkle on everything. And what is it? Love, compassion, kindness, and forgiveness. If you stood upon that foundation at a very high level, how far would you rise, if you will? How far would you go? What would you do if you were so certain in your steps? What would you create? What dreams would you bring to life? How good would you feel? To feel love at a high level? And the whole world looks different. The whole world looks different. You know of a time where you felt in love, felt on top of your game, just felt the joy in every step you take. And you know what it feels like to carry frustration and resentment and burdens placed upon it's heavy, 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 heavy. But when there's love, it's expansive. And to be kind is so soothing to the soul. And ones will say, well, I was kind. They walked all over me. I was kind, and they robbed me. I was kind. I don't feel like being kind anymore. They couldn't even say thank you. I don't feel like being kind. But when you think of your foundation, when you think when you think of your foundation, when you were extending kindness, you felt good. You did, because it comes from the place of eternal light. It's the foundation of who you are. And when you felt in love, you felt expansive and so good. Yummy, delicious good. Ah, and when you extend compassion to any one thing, to yourself, to another, to a stranger, to an animal, to any one thing, there is a vibration that connects you with the vibration of the universe, because the universe is a compassionate universe. And ones will challenge that, we know. But think vibration. Think of how good it feels. And if you have ever had the experience, or have talked to someone that has had the experience of the truest sense of forgiveness, forgiveness where they collapsed, if you will, on their knees in gratitude, the expansion of gratitude comes with the expansion of forgiveness, and it matches divine universal forces so quickly, it will knock your socks off. We are not kidding. The vibration of forgiveness, you can build any one thing. You're not carrying something that you have not forgiven. So think of your inner foundation, your essence of who you are. Think of the 4 pillars: love, compassion, kindness, forgiveness. Think about moving, extending up the scale. We want to say the compassionate scale, the loving scale, the forgiveness scale, the kindness scale, towards yourself, towards others. And where would you go with this expansion? You are divine light. You are a miracle, creating miracles, whether you believe it or not. When you find that foundation and the understanding to bring it all in balance, moving up the scale to 10 and beyond, and it is possible, absolutely, because you are matching with divine. Does the sun choose who to shine upon? So when you are kind to all. It's a vibration. Think of the sun. Think of the rays of the sun, the light of the sun, lighting up how many? The sun lighting up all. Not choosing who to give the light to. Lighting up all. And it's the same with the moon, the same with the twinkle of the stars. The stars twinkle for all. The moon glows for all. Your inner essence of who you are shines and glows and twinkles for all. And when you understand that concept, you will be knowing that you are a miracle creating miracles. Is the sun not a miracle? Is the moon not a miracle? The stars that twinkle that you wish upon, is that not a miracle? Is Mother Earth not a miracle in which you stand upon? Every step an imprint on Mother Earth. What do you wish to leave as your imprint upon Mother Earth? Would you like to expand and be in the oneness, in the vastness, in the wholeness, in the goodness? Would that not be the most rewarding, expansive, exciting, desired lifetime you could create? Really, 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 really good. Really good. There is great love for you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so very much.